fan's heart is full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airways for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and smark has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the smart fan, a speaker of truth, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
Bayley, the new Raw Women's Heavyweight Champion as of this past WWE Raw. So congratulations to my secret girlfriend on winning that title. It's always good to see her prospering. This is Fabio Mark Cerrone. You're listening to Ring Rust. So it's time for the paper review of WWE Elimination Chamber on the WWE Network for the SmackDown brand. From the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. So we got 8 matches here, including a pre-show match that they didn't really talk much about, so there's not really much to talk about. Mojo Rawley defeated Kurt Hawkins in 8 minutes. A battle of the best friend broskies, I guess? I don't know. They kinda just threw it together, I suppose. I mean, there was a video from last week that, had Mojo Rawley and Kurt Hawkins have this little tizzy backstage, so, But, the match ended with Rawley executing a tilt-a-whirl power slam on Hawkins for the win, and that kind of really... not really much else to say about it. Maybe he just should have stayed hype, bro. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerberology TV. So the first official match for WWE Elimination Chamber saw Becky Lynch defeating Mickie James in just under 12 minutes. James executed a Mick kick, but Lynch placed her foot on the bottom rope, avoiding the pinfall. In the climax, James attempted a Mickey DDT. I'd like to call it a Larry DDT, because Alexis Larry is what she used to go by anyway. But Becky reversed it into a schoolboy for the win. Wouldn't it be a schoolgirl? I mean, if they're girls... if you want to call it schoolboy. I mean, it's school person, maybe, if you want to be ultra... Anyway. So, yes, I did predict that one properly, because Mickie James doesn't strike me as the kind of lady who's going to say, oh, you want me to lose? No. I don't wanna. You can't make me. I mean, it wouldn't have hurt, I suppose, for her to have gotten the win, and it wouldn't have hurt Becky for Mickie to win, but, I didn't mind. It was a moderately smacktastic match, so it was thoroughly enjoyable. I ended up having to watch it on my back. Wink, wink. If you get my meaning. Say no more. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerberology TV. So next up, from the Elimination Chamber on the WWE Network, saw a 2-on-1 match with Dolph Ziggler versus Samurai Nation, Kalisto and Apollo Crews. About halfway through the match, Kalisto recovered and from being knocked out and joined the match. In the end, Kalisto performed an enziguri on Ziggler, and Crews performed a spin-out powerbomb to win the match. After the match, Ziggler attacked both men and crushed Crews' ankle with a steel chair. So, yeah. So I did predict that Dolph Ziggler was going to win that one. Not a big deal. I'm not really disappointed by any chance of the way. A lot of people have been here and they're just not seeing really much of anything in Apollo Crews. I mean, he's there. He's obviously WWE wants to do something with him, so they're He's going to be there until WWE figures out what they want to do with him. Maybe an Intercontinental title run. Who knows? Maybe a U.S. title run. So, radio shrug. Well, let's just hope the guy's not just going to be on cruise control, eh? And just skate his way to whatever championship WWE wants him to have. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbernology TV. So next up, for WWE Elimination Chamber, from the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona, the Tag Team Turmoil match, which saw American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Redneck and No Neck, Heath Slater and Rhino, Breezango, Tyler Breeze and Fandango, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, the Ascension, Connor and Victor, and the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch. The Ascension were the final team to enter the match, as they executed a Fall of Man on Jordan. Gable broke up the pinfall. Gable and Jordan executed a Grand Amplitude on Victor to retain their titles. And that's how I called it.
For me, you shouldn't have! Oops. My inside!
You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbernology TV. So next up, for the WWE Elimination Chamber on the WWE Network from this past weekend, saw Randy Orton defeating Luke Harper. Harper attempted a discus clothesline, but Orton countered with an RKO to gain the pinfall victory. So yeah, I predicted that one properly. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbernology TV.
Now it's time for this week's Macho Fact. A grizzly bear once attacked Randy Savage. He decided to adopt its orphaned cubs. And the Macho Man can dislocate your skull. Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Gerbernology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
Speaking of which, I accidentally got some of those matches a little bit mixed up. So what I'm going to do on Ring Rust, me, Fanboy Mark Jabroni, is just going to roll with it and talk about two women's matches back to back. Sure, why not? So the next match I'll be talking about is Nikki Bella versus Natalya. And I did predict Natalya was going to come out on top of that one, but they fought at ringside as Natty Neidhart mocked Nikki's mom and brother, who were sitting at ringside. Oh, that's just low. The match ended in a double countout as Natalya was leaving the ring. Bella attacked her once again, and referee separated them. Later, Natty attacked Nikki from behind during a backstage segment, and they fought once again, tipping over a makeup table. Oh my God, does it never end? Which spilled the powder all over Nikki and Maurice, who was standing beside the table. Yeah, so sorry about that. It was an interesting brawl. You know, you don't see very many women wrestlers brawling on WWE specifically anyway. See it sometimes on other promotions, certainly on the female specific promotions like Shimmer and Shine and NCW Femme Fatale. You'll see brawling women there all the time. But in WWE, there's still a little bit, I think, a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, I think, still of a Divas mindset. They're still getting over the last remnants of it, so fingers crossed it won't be too much longer, and they're gonna get completely over it. Then it'll be, I think, that much better. So maybe Nikki should have just looked at Natalya and said, you know, you can look, but you can't touch. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jobronology TV. So next up, we have the SmackDown Women's Championship match, which saw Alexa Bliss defending her title against Naomi. As Alexa attempted Twisted Bliss, Naomi countered by raising her knees and executed a split-legged moonsault to gain the pinfall and win the championship. Her first in WWE. And has she won championships anywhere else? I don't know. Well, I certainly called it the other way because, again, Naomi challenging for the first time, and obviously WWE's throwing that particular bit of wrestling ideology, maybe, out the window. Because apparently they just think she's a yay thing.
Marge, it takes two to lie. One to lie and one to listen.
What does that mean?
Woohoo! Go up!
No!
You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jobronology TV. So ending things off for the Elimination Chamber on the WWE Network from the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona is the Elimination Chamber match itself. Bray Wyatt defeated John Cena, AJ Styles, The Miz, Dean Ambrose, and Baron Corbin. As Styles attempted the phenomenal forearm, Wyatt caught him and reversed it into his sister Abigail to secure the pinfall and win his first WWE Championship. Randy Orton emerged, and the two had a brief stare down before Bray performed his signature pose with the championship to the end of the show. Because, you know, Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble, which means he's the number one contender. Now, of course, if you watch SmackDown Live, you know that's changed. But for the time being, let's just enjoy, shall we?
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jobronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to... Oh, my God. What is this guy want? Okay. If I can have your attention, please. I just received an email from the ridiculous Ring Rust general manager. Alright, it's a bit of news here from actually the Siege Tomorrow's Ring Rust Facebook page. According to some sources, WWE nixed the Emelina gimmick after a series of rehearsals failed to live up to the expectations they had for the character, which was supposed to be something akin to Sable. You know, the woman married to Brock Lesnar. The issue apparently is that Emma wasn't committing enough, or at least McManopolis officials felt that way, so they decided to drop the whole thing. So, yeah, well, wasn't really much of an idea, really, and I don't really see how it was relating to Sable. I don't really, like, what was she, what, why, how, too bad Emma's the real deal, though.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.